Welcome, EquinEdge family. This is Justin. You may only get me today. Keith, you're like the first one here. So I was just texting with Brady. He was gonna try to jump on and give us a little bit of a live view from the NHC, but he just texted me. Well, he just texted me a couple minutes ago and said that he still has 8 plays left, and it's just like too intense in the room, and I don't think he's going to join us, but he was going to join us and give us this live, like from the NHC room, like kind of what's happening, like give us a sense of the atmosphere, but I don't think it's going to happen. So welcome, Daniel. How are you? Anybody else out there would love to just chat with you guys. I'm down to do whatever you guys want to do. We were gonna cover Saratoga. Yeah, of course, coach. I figured we would cover Saratoga. Yeah, Keith, I can't, he came up with the idea. He was like, this is what I think we should do. He couldn't do it yesterday anyways, because he was traveling and like he was just getting into Vegas. Hey Mo. And I'm like, we can do whatever you want to do, dude. I don't really care. And he's like, well, I want to give a live view of the NHC room. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds amazing. Like, just come on for, I don't know, 5, 10, whatever he thought. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it because he said he's like, I still have 8 plays left. And I wondered, I was like, that'd be a little bit crazy. I mean, he's gonna be preoccupied in what he's doing. So hey Junior, good to see you. Yeah. He just loves the show and loves the game of and sport of horse racing. And so I think he was like hopeful to be able to, like, oh, we'll give this cool inside view of like the way it goes on at NHC. But I would imagine it's probably like super. I've never played, but I would imagine it's like very loud in there. It's probably pretty crazy. Like, it's gonna be people all over the place eating and hollering and like whatever. So it was a great thought and a great idea, but I don't know if I see it happening. But he might just pop on. I don't know. Maybe he'll pop on for like a minute or something. How'd you guys do today? I have not, like, I didn't play at all. I did last night. I did play. My horse won. I own part of a racehorse and she won. She was 10-1 at Emerald Downs. She's not had a good year, but I kept the faith and bet her to win and played a pick 3 and K Reed. Yeah. Like, we can cover whatever you guys want to do. I'll hang out with you guys for about an hour. Yeah, Daniel. So I wasn't gonna recap Saratoga. I mean, unless I didn't even look at it. But tomorrow is Travers Day. I figured we could look at Travers Day. How is the weather in Saratoga? I was gonna look right now. Oh, it looks okay. Yeah, thanks, Keith. It was awesome. It was good to see her win. I didn't go in person, but we watched from home, and 10-1, can't beat it. She was like, or I'll show you guys. She was like I think about 3%, but she's had a rough year. What's today? 27, so it would have been yesterday. No, I think it was like race. No, it was race 5, maybe. There, yeah, Fortune's Fridays. Yeah, she paid $22, 3%er, and there's a lot of speed. There was a lot of speed in the race, and she just got the perfect setup. Leslie Mallion was riding, so anybody who follows Leslie, longtime jock at Emerald Downs, but has been riding at Canterbury and Tampa. Oh, the Charlestown Classic. We can look at the Classic. You guys want to start there? What race is it, Keith? Yeah, Keith, that's her. She had the eye injury at the beginning of the year. It really impacted her all year. I felt bad for her. She had a tough meet. It was pretty brutal. It got her. She got like a big dirt clot in her eye, and it was pretty bad. But she finally, pulled it out last night, which was nice. My computer's race 12. Why don't we start there and then we can look at some Saratoga? Unless you guys want to, I'll cover whatever you guys want to cover. You just tell me. Oh, art collectors racing. So what do you guys think? Keith, where are you going here? This race looks wide open though, right? I mean, Art Collector 23%, Saez, all the jocks came in here. Well, I guess not all of them, but oh yeah, Junior. I should have mentioned. Yeah, it was good to see her win. Nick, I actually don't play. It's my home track, but I really don't play there very much. Yeah, I mean, it's a cheaper track. So I think, yeah, because it's cheap, I mean, you're gonna see all types of crazy stuff happen. You got Daniel, you think Rushy's gonna win? Oh, look, he's tuning in. Dude,
Hey, what's up, Justin?
I told people maybe you come on for a minute.
Yeah, sorry, it's crazy here. We're down to
How
the
you
last
doing?
three. I'm on the board. I'm at about $30 right now. So the goal was to try to get to about $100 today. So I need another 70, but I've got 7 races left to play. So it's the leader's at 135, and so we're just trying to find the winner's circle with something.
You
How
need
are
a
you doing?
couple prices. I'm good, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been working all day and just jumped on with this crew here. We were gonna look at the Charlestown Classic tonight and then probably
Oh
cover
yeah.
a little bit of Saratoga, but I'm glad that you jumped on and good luck, brother.
For sure. Thanks. Look at this place. This is unbelievable. I mean, you've got
Man,
like 500 of the best horse players in the country here, and it's wild. I mean, the energy in the room is off the charts. And there's been some bombs that have won today. There was a 50-1 shot at Monmouth. Woodbine had a 19-1 shot. Golden Gate had a 20-1 shot. And so I've got a few coming in at Golden Gate that are nice prices. And so I'm hoping if I can connect on one of those, we should be able to jump up, a little bit. But at this point, I've got to get some decent prices. I'm looking at horses that are about 10 to 12-1 that I think could run their best race. I had the 5 in the last race at Gulfstream, and Chantel looked like she was free at 9-1, but she did the Paco move and looked back twice, and so she got beat in the last couple gallops. But yeah, we're swinging. We hit on Giacosa at 9-1 at Saratoga, so that was a top pick. And it's crazy. These mandatory races are not chalking out, but a lot of other stuff was to start the day, and so it took people a while to get going. But right around lunchtime is when the bombs all started hitting. So we've got a couple mandatories up at Woodbine here, one more mandatory at Del Mar, and then I'm playing a couple races at Golden Gate, and then I'm going to find one or two more to try to get climbing this leaderboard a little bit.
you need to hit a bomber on the turf course.
That's right. That's where they come from. So I got to bounce, guys. Just wanted to get on and say hi, but enjoy the spa for Travers Day.
Thanks, brother. Good luck, man. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be cheering you on. Let me know how it goes. Text me later.
Will do, man. Thank you.
All right, later, brother. Look at that. He took a minute, came and joined us. That's tough. I've never played it. I don't get to play in a lot of tournaments because in Washington, hey Ken, K Reed, you got paroled from Microsoft. That's no good. So somebody else said they're from Washington. There's a few of you guys from Washington. I wasn't following the chat there for a second, so apologies. But I don't get to play a lot of tournaments because in Washington they're banned online. It's kind of a bummer. Oh, okay, Reed, you're in Lake Stevens. Nice. I'm in Redmond. But you can't play tournaments here, so the only time I can ever qualify. Oh, and Nick, you're in Lacey. This is crazy. You guys, a bunch of you all around in Washington. There's a couple other people I know that are up here too that are EquinEdge users. So I didn't handicap this race, but let's look at it. So I'm not even going to look at air token. I wouldn't get rid of any of these others just because I have no idea who these are. So Art Collector's the favorite. Yeah, K Reed, no tournaments. Ross, you've been here many times. Nice. So Art Collector's the favorite. So they're going 9 furlongs. I always sort by the GSR. Art Collector, Rushy. Somebody liked Rushy. I gotta move. I know, Junior. The problem is, Junior, Jack in the box. Yep, Jack in the box here, Ross. Junior, I have two boys, 6 and 8, so that would make it a little bit difficult to move. What I need to do is just get an address that I can use in a different state. You know, maybe I could have a second home or something, and then it'd make it easy. So our collector 3 for 3 and 9 furlongs. The thing I don't like about it, I mean, it stops Scotty, but only 23%, and you're 5-2. Is this Saya's writing? Yeah. So Saya's sending here. Ran nice at Saratoga in a 72. The thing about our collector here that I would point out is the SOR. So New York Traffic and Noble Prize, Keith. So our collector, you know, third off the layoff, likely going to have to improve. Loves 9 furlongs. I mean, the thing about our collector is our collector likely needs to lead. You can CP. I might have to take you up on that. You like the 6, Junior. New York Traffic. Okay, so Art Collector, definitely a player, needs to lead. Who's the speed that's going to go with Art Collector? I mean, Rushy showed speed at Del Mar here and just didn't run well. Rushy's had, I mean, look at that. It's been a year since Rushy ran a good race. Did run the Oakland Mile, though. That was the 78, kind of on the front end. So, you know, it's, you know, for me, New York Traffic is Scotty Longshot. Here, you know, the thing about New York Traffic, I mean, this is a massive step up, right? I mean, back here was running in 80s at 9 furlongs, and then runs in the 82s of the Derby and Preakness, and just Gaffleon aboard for Safi, but then doesn't run. And then comes back here and does win a 68 and a 6 and misses in a 66, and then can't win in a 74. That would, but is Scotty Longshot? I'd be curious on Keith, and somebody else mentioned New York Traffic. And yeah, Espinoza came in to ride Rushy. I could see that. I mean, Gaffleon's coming in here to ride New York Traffic. I mean, I could see Rushy, New York Traffic. And then so Warriors Charge is second pick. Definitely going to want to go 2 turns at 9 furlongs. So here it looks like in the Stephen Foster, they tried to rate in an 80. Here went to the front end. Florent Giroux is riding. Yeah, K. Reed. Luis is. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. You know, I wish we had the mock race here. I mean, the 8's going to show some speed. I don't know what Rush is going to, or what Warriors Charge is going to do. Maybe go to the front end. I mean, that looks like what happened here. On the front end, from the rail. I don't trust Florent Giroux here, but so Noble Drama. I mean, this is just a massive step up. You know, the Noble Drama at 9 furlongs here in a 68. Horses, you know, it's just been facing weaker. Oh, Junior, so no whip. That's a good point. So it didn't have the whip at Monmouth. When you go back here, I mean, if New York Traffic can get back to the class that he showed last year in the Haskell, and then also if this is called the Matt Win, I'm not sure. I mean, this horse for sure fits. I mean, 4th off the layoff, right? It kind of what happened here would be my question. I mean, just didn't run in the last. Yeah, Karina, my boy Flo. Quick churns. Should be a scramble for position early. You think the 2 can make a move from the back? I don't know. I mean, I don't know this track at all. I mean, I've, of course, occasionally watched Charlestown. You know, going to be flying late. I don't know. I think that happens at Charlestown. I feel like that you can get some speed. How's the weather there? A lot of times they're in the mud half the time. I mean, 5%. What's the morning line tell us on any of these? The morning line doesn't like the 2. The morning line doesn't necessarily love really anything. This is pretty much a spot-on morning line. 6 on the lead with the 138 behind. Yeah, I could see that. I just don't know how fast they're gonna go. Sleepy Eyes Todd. I don't really see this horse. I mean, I guess he could show speed too, right? But it looks like they've kind of changed the way this horse has been racing and have pulled him back off the speed. Bourbon Calling, 3%er. I mean, some of these horses are just going to be trying to come flying from late, huh? I mean, 70. I don't know here. I mean, this race is. Yeah, Nick, I don't use that tool, but I've heard that. I mean, Art Collector could be tough. I think stepping up though, and I think this horse needs the lead, and I don't know if Art Collector is the speed here. I think that Rushy could probably sit a good trip from here. Really wants 9 furlongs, has raced at 10 furlongs, and stumbled here. You could toss this. I mean, the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile looks like just didn't have a good trip. Did run 7th out of 12 though. Also stepping up. I mean, the thing with New York traffic. Oh, the Sleepy Eyes Todd won last year. Yeah, couldn't win at Fawner. Fawner's still racing. The thing I remember about Fawner, well, that was in April, it was just in COVID, right? Wasn't everybody playing Fawner during COVID? For me, maybe New York traffic can get to form. GSR plus on Rushy. Yeah, wants to go long. I mean, so does Art Collector, likely. I think Louis could be tough here on Art Collector. I don't love the price, though. I mean, at only 23%. I don't love the price at all on Warriors Charge. I would probably try to find somebody that can sit a good trip, which I think Rushy might be able to. But this horse, I mean, he hasn't really ever improved. I mean, he won at a 66 and then won at a 72 at Churchill. Is stretching out, likely wants to go a little bit longer. Yeah, Nick, I mean, I saw that with Art Collector for sure. 3 for 3 at the distance. I think this is, I would say 8-3-6 probably for me. I don't think Noble Drama is going to get enough of a pace setup to be able to cut into, would be my guess. But for me, probably either. Yeah, I mean, Art Collector is probably going to go off as the favorite. But that's where I would probably either go Art Collector or Rushy, would be my guess. All right, you guys want to talk Saratoga tomorrow? You think? Yeah, Patrick, I could see Art Collector doing that for sure. 100%. I could see Art Collector kind of going wire to wire. Yeah, I mean, I think Louis is gonna have system likes 8-1. Yeah, Karina. Yeah, I think the jockey is gonna help. I don't know. I just don't think it is crazy. The purse is for 800,000. You just this field doesn't. It does look open though. I mean, how about the 9? We didn't even talk about what Restrained Vengeance. Well, this horse is coming off the turf. Raced back here on the dirt in a 68 and won from dueling. Raced here on the dirt in a 72. The older horse here, 6-year-old, Maldonado's riding. Top GSR number is at 9 furlongs. The 9, the 9 coming off the turf here. I mean, gonna run a good race. Definitely could show up. Maybe gets a good trip. Like if can get position, could see the 9. I mean, 5%. I mean, you'll get probably 10 to 1. It's 2 for 3 at the distance on the dirt. And if you look, the 9's just been racing on the turf. I mean, 22 races on the turf over 9 on the dirt. But look at the, this is an interesting horse, I guess I would say. I'm glad we looked at this. If you look here, it's really interesting, right? Like, so 22 races on the turf, an average of 18,000, 9 on the dirt for an average of 33,000, and at 9 furlongs, the horse is 2 for 3. I mean, in a situation like this, I mean, this race is wide open. And if you look at those 2 dirt races, has a first and a second, and there's another first somewhere back we don't have. One here didn't really run in the Eddie Reed, 6 out of 7 horses, but that was the 76. So I would say the 9 definitely could surprise on the dirt and probably could catch people off guard. For sure could hit the board. Especially with, I think, the way the 9 races. Going to be sitting off the speed. You probably find good position kind of early. Hopefully it doesn't get caught wide. I know somebody mentioned that there was kind of tight turns there. So let's look at Toga. I figured I have not looked at this, so I'm going to have to handicap on the fly. Oh, we got to go to tomorrow. But we'll look at the, you guys want to look at the stakes races? We'll look at, I think there's like 7 or 8 of them. We can start looking through them. So the Boston Spa. Let's hear it, Ross. Why do you like the 9? We can flip back. I mean, this horse is bred on both sides. The 8 and 10 refer to the 9. What does that mean? Art collector and what, honey? Oh, sorry, guys. My 6-year-old was trying to get more goldfish. Air choking. I don't know. I'm not following, Ross. You'll have to help me. So Scotty's in 26 with $104 with 5 plays and 3 mandatories. Yeah, that good for him. Brady said he was at 30, and we didn't ask about Scotty, but good for Scotty. That's awesome to hear. 26. You guys, if he wins the NHC, he not only wins in that, but because he wins the Pegasus, he gets like I think it's $1 million bonus for winning both tournaments, that's just crazy. I mean, I hope that both of them do well. I told them both, like, be good to see them finish first and second again. They did it once. Why can they not do it again? All right, let's talk Toga tomorrow. So the Boston Spa, you got Tammy here. Morning line 7-2 versus EquinEdge 5-2. The system doesn't like the 3 really at all. And then from a GSR perspective, Tammy here. And then New York Girl is the Scotty long shot, which is interesting. Oh, I see what you're saying, Ross. Yeah. Hey, man, that's a good angle on the 9 at Charlestown. I think the 9 at Charlestown could run for sure. All right, so let's look at this. So saying it's going to be a 70. Tammy here has been racing, ran in the 72 and a 70 here. Couldn't really compete in the 76 and the 78. So it's definitely getting a bit of a break in class. New York Girl ran well off the speed. Velasquez. Oh, Velasquez is racing at Saratoga. Oh, coming back. Okay. Yeah, Arch Collector with the RT. I get it, man. That's good. So on the there's my buddy on here, I think the Scotty Longshot's live here. The only question I'd have is like what happened at Belmont and Saratoga. I mean, way too tough in a grade 1, but what happened? Checked sharply and early in this race at Saratoga. So that was a 66. But what's kind of been happening with New York Girl, California Queen. I'm gonna note back here at Gulfstream, just a work note. Definitely needed the drop down here, races well, and then they go back up and just misses in a 74. You get Pratt. So Flavian's still back in New York. Did Flavian decide to come back into New York to ride this weekend? I'm guessing he was back in Del Mar. I haven't been playing, but I like this here. Didn't run, but then they drop an allowance and comes back and runs well here in a grade 3. Gamely between was wide. And Chad Brown puts Pratt on board. The morning line is 2-1, right on target. System, high opinion. I think this is going to be too big of a step up for Saez. I like Saez on the front end too. I mean, he can ride off the speed, but here he's going to be coming late. Oh, so Jay Pratt he probably flew out to ride in New York. I probably right now, unless I like, the 3 here, one in a 76 and a 76. The problem that I have here is those are at 8 furlongs, and this horse says the GSR Plus does not want to go 8.5. I mean, it is only an extra half furlong, but to me, that's a big deal. So I'd probably play against the 3 using GSR Plus. And this horse comes off the speed. For whatever reason, races a lot better at 8 furlongs. And then Platinum Painter. Can't win in the 70s and 60s. I don't see Loscano here on the turf. I would go with California Queen. That'd be my pick in the 4th. I think Tama here could be tough, though, for sure. And then you have New York Girl. I think the Scotty picks have this one right, for sure. And even here in New York Girl, I think could be interesting. It's kind of a toss-up. But I would probably go with Flavian on California Queen. I think this horse could, after winning here and going back into a grade 3 and running well, even though it didn't run here after coming overseas, was on good ground, was firm here, but first start in the U.S. and has raced well on firm ground the last 2 starts, which I would assume is why they shipped this horse over, was to get it to better ground from a turf perspective. That's where I'd go in race 4. All right. Let's skip race 5. We're going to just look at the stakes. I'll do we can do the late pick 5 maybe. We'll skip race 6. So, Gamin's racing. See, I haven't even looked at this. So, the Kettle 1 Ballerina. So, what do you guys think? Is Gamin a lock here, or what's the deal? Bob Baffert, you guys trust Bob still? Is Bob going to show up here and Gamin's going to run? She's a pretty special horse, I feel like. What do you guys think? She obviously won here barely in an 80. Was bobbled in game. I think that was on Derby Day, right? And then did win the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint. Yeah, so Daniel, you think she's a single? I mean, system has her at 2-5 versus 3-5 morning line. Doesn't really get much love from a morning line. Yeah, Nick. I mean, I see it. The 4, look at that, man. The morning line on the 4 is 50-1, but the system has it at 15-1. Truth hurts. Couldn't, ran well here in a 68, and then now there's this big step up to an 80. I mean, ran 4th. Ran 4th in a truth hurts. Rosario for Chad Summers, which I feel like he just hasn't done anything, but in a grade 2 ran well, but I don't know if I can see that. You CC, Karina, you think CC might run well? Yeah, I think we all do, Karina. Oh, so CC, Karina, you think CC might run? Ran off the speed here in a 76 and a 70, has tactical speed. I guess, though, is anybody going to run with Gamine? I mean, is there anybody to go? None. I haven't seen it yet. I guess that's who's going to go with Gamine? I mean, the 2 has. Yeah, Nick. I mean, the thing is, I just don't know if anybody compares here with her. But I think she's going to get an easy lead as well. That would be my kind of thought process here. I just don't think anybody can go with her. Casual is not going. Truth Hurts, I mean, might be sitting off. This was in a sprint. Now it's going to route and has shown speed routing here. I mean, yeah, there's no way the 4 can. And then you have Sconson, who I just don't. I mean, Irad's riding for Greg Foley. As much, yeah, Sconson. Yeah, Sconson maybe. I mean, I think the 4 and 5 might be up there. I could see Truth Hurts. The thing is, Gamine's on the rail, and they're just gonna send, and I just don't see it. I don't see how anybody catches her. I mean, Sconson's gonna be up there, but just I don't think nobody has the speed with her. So I don't see her losing. As much as, she's 45%, everybody else is kind of in the same range. I think for somebody to show up for second, for me, I think Truth Hurts is a little bit interesting at a big price. Sconson and what's this? El Stilo Talentoso. Yeah, Nick, I probably 1-9. I'm with you. This 6 horse could run second, though. I mean, look, it's 6 second places in 8 tries. Yeah, I'm with you on Gamine. We'll move on. Okay. You guys want to do a late pick 5? Is it probably all stakes? Karina, that's true. Very true. We can check. Hold on, Daniel. What do you guys want to, is there like a middle pick 4? Yeah, here we go. I would imagine it does. Oh, it doesn't. Wow. It wants to single the 4 in a 2-year-old maiden special race. Manny Franco for Brad Cox. Sorry, you guys are seeing my emails. I normally don't do a Friday show, so I forgot to turn off my notifications. Ran great in a 54. Shied, ran on, so probably a little bit green, getting used to racing. Winning him. I feel like I remember this horse. But I mean, 40% in a maiden 2-year-old special. Everything else is just wide open. So system likes the 3 a little bit. Irad for Rudy Rodriguez on the morning line. And the 5, Santana. Ticket generator's drunk. Oh, that was good, man. You make me laugh. That was awesome. Yeah, there it is. Ticket generator wants to spread against Gamine and single the 4. This Brad Cox Manny Franco horse. Let's look at the 3 real quick. First time starter in the 3. The 9 is Scotty Longshot, but is raced twice. I like seeing the Scotty Longshot first time starter. And then the 5 here gets back to sprinting, stretches out a little bit. Likely didn't want to route here on the turf, so toss this race. You get back here, it was off heels, wide, still got up for 3rd, and just missed here in its first start. I think the 5 is interesting against the 4 here. And then you have Irad on the 3 for Rudy Rodriguez that you're going to get, the morning line is 8-1. The system has it as 5-1. Irad's only 10% for Rudy Rod, though. But, if Gamine gets beat, this thing's going to pay good. But kind of. It wouldn't pay that good. It'll pay okay. But the 4 is going to be probably the favorite. I think the 5 isn't, we're kind of jumping around. But in race 5, I think the 5 is interesting with Santana. Showed up, wasn't bet, ran good, then had a tough trip here at 5 furlongs, is getting – is going to be close to the front and have some speed. You'll get a little bit of a price. All right. What race were we on? 8? 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, 8. All right. So let's put in $100. System wants to spread. This race looks like wide open like ever. Wow. Yeah, so since I didn't handicap, that's all just you guys will get to kind of see. One of the first things I do is sort by GSR, and then I pay attention here around how are these horses racing at the distance, and then I like to look at the morning line. So right now, the 1 we're gonna get a little bit of value. The 8 we're gonna get really good value, which is the Frenzy Fire top Scotty pick. And it does not like the 7 at all, even though it's 22%, which is the top Scotty pick. You pawn. So sprinting 7 furlongs. This horse, traditionally looks to only want to go 6, based on GSR plus. Going to be on the front end, I'm guessing. Yeah, look at that. Wants shorter. That's weird. It says it wants to go 2 turns there, but. Yeah, you think Latruska's a single essential quality? Yeah, I could see it could be chalky. So let's try to find. So I don't like the 7 here though, because I don't think that the 7 wants to go 7 furlongs. That's a tough distance too. 7 furlongs is not an easy distance. Yeah, Nick, sort by GSR. Look, Mischievous Alex here, and you're going to end up getting a little price. And Mischievous Alex is Scotty Longshot. So this is the situation where these are must include bets. 8%, Scotty Longshot, 2nd GSR, 3 for 5 at the distance with an average SOR of 73. But when you look here, the Frenzy Fire has been facing tougher, but only has 1 win. And then I wasn't even paying attention. Whitmore's racing. So Whitmore, this is coming back as an 82. Wow. Is that because Frenzy Fire? It must be. No. Well, so Whitmore, I said last time, I said, why can't Whitmore win one more time in the Vanderbilt? Got Saratoga. The thing about Whitmore, though, is Whitmore, does he really want to go 7 furlongs or does he want to go 6? I think that's the question. Did run well here at Churchill Downs. Yeah, Daniel, I do. I actually, so I do. I don't use this average SOR really. I use this one here. Because, especially in a situation like this, so the GSR here, This tells me Mischievous Alex just loves 7 furlongs, right? Because is a GSR of 80, and if you didn't have any races, you would say, yeah, this horse is likely to like 7 furlongs. And then the horse proved it to you, right? Proved it because Mischievous Alex said, hey, I've won 3 out of 5 races in a strength of race of 73. Like, I really like that because it essentially confirmed the GSR. You know, the GSR, once the horse races quite a bit, you can. Oh, yeah, that's right, K Reed. But going back to Mischievous Alex here, you're getting a horse that has proved itself in good competition, an average of a 73. So if we go look here at 7 furlongs, at Aqueduct wins the Carter by 5.5 in a 74. Just misses in the Metropolitan at 8, an 8 furlong. So that's the thing here. Misses at an 8 furlong, 1 churn Belmont dirt sprint. So Belmont's running 8 furlongs, but that's only 1 churn. System says the horse doesn't want to go that long and then runs here in a 6 furlong, and who knows what happened. I guess I would watch. It was the favorite too. Something happened here. I mean, ran almost dead last. Looks like was wide and then drifted, and then that was at Saratoga as well. But for me, you get Irad too. You get Scotty Longshot. You're going to get a price. I would watch this race to see what happened. But when you look here, I mean, this horse was winning 70, 74, 74, misses in an 82. I mean, they bring the horse back. They bring him back and didn't say, oh, you're going to put you on the shelf for a layoff. So, I mean, Whitmore obviously could show up. I think the question, though, is, you know, has raced better at 6 furlongs than 7, even though the GSR says, you know, and I think, who's a bad breaker, James? Mischievous Alex? If that's the case, that's good to know. Maybe because being on the rail as a bad breaker is not going to be an enjoyable spot for Irad. Maybe that's what happened in that last race. Prince A Fire, of course, fits here. I mean, but look, didn't run in a 74 there, has run in 70, 76. Yeah, that, James, I don't like that. I mean, that's tough, but maybe Irad can get him out of the gate. You know, couldn't win in a 76 and a 78, though. Frenzy Fire, of course. I mean, you can put in the mix here. Ran in a couple 80s back here and then drops down in a 70 and a 76. But I guess the question here is Frenzy Fire really grade 1 horse? You know, hasn't been able to show it yet. You know, Mischievous Alex at least won the Carter, but that was only a 74. So that was a weak grade 1. You go down to these grade 1s and doesn't show up in 76s and 78s for Mischievous Alex. If you talk about the class, right, you're probably going to look at the class as Whitmore, who's won some big grade 1 races. You think, well, let's get to Mind Control. So Mind Control is second. Scotty picked Karina. Is going to like 7 furlongs, right? We already know that just because whoops. Yeah, top. Look at it, Karina. Good call. That's a great call. I mean, top GSR plus number is 7 furlongs. Loves the distance, obviously. We'll come back in a second. But Fletcher Velasquez, 13 starts, 70 grand versus, you know, there. So race is great at Saratoga for 125,000 a start. Has 5 wins at 13 tries at 7 furlongs. You know, so this horse is a distance specialist at 7 furlongs and likes Saratoga, right? 7-2 on the morning line. EquinEdge is right there at 4-1. David Aragonis, that's a great morning line. He really does. And you look here, wins a 78 grade 2. Struggled here at Churchill, but maybe doesn't like the dirt at Churchill. That's a tougher track. Finished second in the Carter to Mischievous Alex. but ran, I guess was still 5 lengths back. Fourth off the layoff. Has it won, or didn't win, didn't run well on the 4-go. But looking at 6 furlongs here, ran great. The thing about mind control, just very inconsistent. I guess the thing that I would like about mind control, though, Junior, the 8-2. One thing about mind control that you can like is did win here, but was on the front end. I mean, we know Whitmore is not going to be on the front end. Mischievous Alex, if it doesn't break well, that's not good. Frenzy Fire is going to be up there, I would guess. How about Lexingtonian? We talk about Lexingtonian all the time, though, right? We talk about Windy Vet, Lexingtonian. Brady talks about that. And, when Lexingtonian's a bomber, 34-1 wins, 46-1 gets second, 3-1, 4-1, 9th, 4th, 8-1, second. So the play for Lexingtonian is at a price, I would say. I didn't like UPon necessarily just because of the morning line perspective. 4-1 versus 5-2, 71 GSR. It's dropping. Not sure this horse wants to go 7 furlongs, and it's likely, I think, going to stop. I just don't think it's going to want the distance. Chance It, the 6, price play. Did run 7 furlongs. Going to be on the speed, I would guess. Who do you, Jeffrey? We just talked about Gamine. Karina, who are you talking about? Lexingtonian? Oh, maybe. There's a lot of speed here, though, right? I mean, the 3 has speed, potentially. The 4 might show speed, but I don't think so. I think mind control, I think they're going to try to sit the trip, would be my guess. I like mind control here. Frenzy Fire going to be up there. Mischievous Alex is like, I read, the thing about this is actually not a bad play for a Scotty Longshot because I think that Mischievous Alex, the problem is you're on the rail and you're not going to break well. And that's tough. But, I mean, might be able to work out a trip, but that is tough. But there's a lot of speed that's going to be up front here. I mean, why can't Whitmore get up? I mean, Mischievous Alex is going to be up there, send from the rail, hopefully doesn't break bad. But then you look, Frenzy Fire is going to show speed, potentially. You're going to have mind control that likely does, maybe. I mean, that's the thing. Some of these horses all of a sudden showed speed. Lexingtonian, Karina, to your point, has shown speed here and showed speed here. For sure could be up front. Yupon's going to be up front 100%. I don't think that horse is going to be able to make the distance. Chance It is likely going to try to sit the trip when you look here. Has shown technical speed. Look at that was 8 furlong sprint, though. Has raced at 7 and got second in a 68. Gaffleon for Safi. Lightly raced. So why can't Chance It improve here? I guess my question would be. Raced at 6 furlongs, is in form at Gulfstream, gets 2 second places and just misses. Grinding late. I think somebody's coming off the speed here. That would be my guess. I think that Chance It has a shot at a massive price. Morning line has Chance It at 12-1 too. 6% price play. I think you're going to see a little bit of a speed setup here, would be my guess. And then you have Double Blessed, who looks to maybe be tactical, could be on the front end as well. But this is a massive step up for Saya's maker. Yeah, Junior, I don't disagree. So for me, I'd probably play the 1, 2, 4, 8, 6. I'd toss the 7, 3, 5. I don't think Lexingtonian Yupon, the 5. I don't even necessarily love Firenze Fire, but I think the only thing I would say here is this is not an amazing grade 1 field. The Travers has a first-time starter? I've never heard of such a thing. All right, let's regenerate. Somebody said we have singles coming later, so. Drain the clock. So Jackie's, right? I mean, Jackie's Warriors just run great in these last 2 grade 1s. Last one was in the slot, but then the Pat Day at 8 furlongs in a 78. Somebody, so was Jackie's one of the single? Somebody was talking to who else we got? We got Drain the Clock, who Drain the Clock proved to say, I can compete when ran in the Fountain Youth in a 74. And then won a 70, of course, back at 7 furlongs. Wins the Woody Stevens in an 82 at 6.5, and the Amsterdam finishes second. I'm guessing this was a good race. But Drain the Clock for sure can run. Then you have this horse, New Bomb, who's just massively stepping up and took it a few tries to win a maiden special at a 50 and then didn't run in a 68 and drops down to 60. That's just not for me. 10-1 on the morning line, though. Wow. Versus the 30-1 morning line. Following C. Wins an allowance, then they went in the Haskell and ran 3rd. Velasquez for Fletcher. Forgot to sort by GSR. Life is Good. This horse, so Life is Good showing up for Life is Good was in the Baffert barn, right? And then they moved Life is Good over into the Fletcher barn. You know, and look who's aboard. Mike Smith. Mike Smith coming out to New York to ride. What do you guys think about Life is Good? The morning line loves the 3. I saw that, Karina. 10-1 versus 30-1. I mean, how about that? That's crazy. Horse wants to go 7 furlongs. I mean, let's try to put this race together for a second here. See what we can come up with. So Jackie's is going to go. We already know that. Jackie's Warrior's going to. Drain the Clock's going to be up there as well. Right? I mean, aren't the 2 of these just going to fly in the 1 and 2 hole? Life is Good is going to be going. I mean, the front end pace here is going to be hot. I mean, all these horses want to go to the front. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, the thing about, I think, is Jackie's Warrior, I think, is tough, though. Drain the Clock is a nice horse. I mean, he really has shown that he even ran well in the Fountain of Youth, but, I mean, has run so well in the 70 and 82. I think Life is Good has a lot to prove coming off the layoff, right? And switching barns, coming out of Baffert. We don't really know what this horse is going to show up and show. I mean, 8-5 on the morning line, 9-5 on EquinEdge. I don't know, Daniel. I mean, I don't know. Nobody here. Can somebody be patient? I guess. I mean, that's the question. Who can like rate and be tactical? I'm not sure. Who here? For me, I would probably toss Life is Good. I don't know if I would Singer Jackie's Warrior. That's a tough one. I could see him just kind of romping. I think Drain the Clock's a tough horse. I would like to include New Bomb on a ticket, but yeah, Ken, thanks. Hit the like button. You think, Daniel, they'll be in the front with too much horse? I don't know, maybe the 3 can sit off with Jose. I just don't. This is a big step up. It's just massive. I probably play the 1-2 for me. I probably toss Life is Good. Just not knowing what we're gonna get. You could spread, but I think Jackie's Warrior could be tough. The Personal Ensign, Latruska. I mean, how about Latruska? Swiss is racing here too, huh? Who's in this race? Harvey's Little Goyle, Dunbar Road. So Latruska? Yeah, I saw it, Jay. I don't know, Judging Glory. I think could be a little bit too cheap. I think the class might come through there. I do think that with who were we just talking about? Drain the Clock. I think Drain the Clock could run good. But so is Latruska a single? I mean, outside of that, this race looks wide open. System likes Dunbar Road quite a bit. 9-1 versus 20-1 morning line. That's a good point, Ross. Just take the horse with the highest win percent when you don't know. So Dunbar Road value here has come off the speed, back here in 74s and 76s, and then just couldn't compete in the 80s. Chad Brown with Flavian. That's interesting. That's top GSR. Has, when you look at 9 furlongs here for Dunbar Road, I mean, top GSR at the distance. And then when you look at these races, an 82 here, an 876. So I think Dunbar Road is interesting because of the potential pace perspective. Let's see what's going to happen here, though. So we all know that Irad on Latruska is going to the front. I mean, I think we know that for sure. As time goes by, maybe shows speed. Has shown speed in the past, but Graceful Princess could show some speed. Has shown speed here at 8.5 and 9 furlongs. Then they've come off, kind of sat off the speed. Latruska's been working like a beast. Harvey's Little Goyle. I've bet this horse before, and she's ran some great races. I think the question is, now they're going back from turf to dirt. I mean, stumbled at the break, finished 3rd in Alabama a year ago, and then they've been on the turf nonstop since. Going to be up close, but I think this is a step up. Swiss, I mean, isn't Swiss going to be right up on the front end? But I think, Karina, your point of Latruska just working great is going to be tough. Royal Flag, going to need to step it up big time with Rosario for Chad Brown. Going to try to, probably sit back like Joel does to come off the speed. And then you got Miss Marissa down here for Daniel Santino. Just a massive step up coming from the 60s at Delaware. And same thing with Bonnie South. I think these two are just kind of in over their head. I mean, I guess they could show up. I mean, Miss Marissa, the thing is run well at 9 furlongs, but it's the average of a 70. When you go and you sort here, and you're going to end up seeing, Swiss, Dunbar, and Latruska. These are the 3 classy horses. and then you just see it drop off. Somebody was asking that a bit ago. That's how I like to use this. So for me, Bonnie South is Scotty Longshot. I would add Dunbar Road. I don't know if I see Swiss running here. I mean, she could. She didn't run 90, 84. Like, she's just kind of struggled. She hasn't been in the same form. You know, when you go back to last year, she's definitely not been in the same form ever since the Breeders' Cup last year. Another short price Baffert horse just got beat in the fourth at Del Mar by a 15-1 with a middling GSR. Absolutely cannot trust. It's true, Nick. When I was out there with Scotty, yeah, both got beat. They sometimes don't even hit the board. You know, Karina on Dunbar Road. So when you look at her, so the thing is, she's third off the layoff. So if you go back and she usually, well, I guess she starts usually. She starts. I don't know if you could say she's out of form just because she's coming back into a cycle. But as a 5-year-old, maybe she needs a couple starts. The Whitney was the prep for who? Latruska, I think, could be. Oh, you're talking about for Swiss? Yeah. I could see it. For me, I'd go 1-4-6. That's what I would play here. And I don't, Latruska could romp, but whoops, not 1-5-6, 1-4-6. I could see Latruska winning, but I think I would try to potentially beat her maybe. All right. Should we go to the 11th? The the Sword Dancer. Oh, Gufo's racing. Japan. Wow. And cross border. What do you guys think here? Yeah, Nick, me, man, Swissy. I like that, Karina. Nick, who knows, man? Keep in mind, Gamine switched Barnes over to Velasquez, or not Velasquez, to Top Fletcher. Velasquez, I think, was riding for Fletcher. So, what do we think here? So, GSR, this one horse is an 88. Wow. 12 furlong race. Huh. So Tribuvian has not gone 12 furlongs before. System just eats this up, though. Look at that, you guys. An 88 going 10.5. I mean, and one here on the front end for Pratt and Chad Brown. I mean, that's crazy. Channel Maker, I just don't see it. This horse is going to love the distance. Has been facing a lot easier, though, and then in 68s, though. Are you talking about the 11th, Keith, or the race before? You know, I really like Gufo. What happened, though? I mean, did win last out at Belmont, but was struggling there at the end of last year. I guess to get third and just didn't have. And this horse is always just coming flying. Oh, the 11th. Yeah, I'm with you. 12 furlong races are tough, though. I mean, they really are. So this says it should be just fine going long. Rosario, you know Gufo is going to come from off. Gufo's raced at 12 furlongs once and one last out. No, Nick, I'm almost positive she did, unless they moved her back. Oh, maybe, you know, I'm thinking. Sorry, Nick, you're right. I was thinking Life is Good. Life is Good got moved to Fletcher from Baffert. But you are right. Gamine is still with Baffert. That's pretty interesting. Look at that. You know, Gufo just like love the 12 furlong. GSR Plus says that as well. The longer, the better for this horse. Channel Maker going to be up front with Trevuvian. Yeah, maybe there'll be a little bit of a pace. How about Japan racing over across the pond? You know, a 72 wins, couldn't win in a 76 and a 78. That's pretty crazy. I mean, you're getting an indication here. This horse is a winner at 72s, couldn't win in the 80s. I mean, those were way tougher back here. And then they bring over now in the U.S. Oh, Ryan Moore is coming over. Wow. Galileo. Huh. I don't know about Japan. So cross border, this horse is gone long quite a few times. Maker with Sayas definitely wants the distance at 10.5. This is 12 furlong races. I always use GSR Plus, and then look to see if they raced at the distance before. Should set a good trip, kind of off the speed. Louis going to have to relax. The 1 and the 4 for sure going to be up front. You have Rock Emperor, who's not sure what's going to happen, but Irad's probably going to sit back. Yeah, how often do you get Irad on a Scotty long shot? I don't think that happens very often. And then Moretti with Jose Ortiz, which I would guess all these horses are nice. Look at it. Moretti looks like doesn't even want to go 2 turns. But I think that they've been constantly racing Moretti at 2 turns. Or at, 2 turns. GSR Plus says just wants to sprint on the turf, though. And they keep saying this horse long. That's interesting. I mean, maybe they should have tried sprinting this horse. This horse has been racing on the dirt. Wow, what are they doing here? This horse doesn't want to be on the turf, and it definitely doesn't want to go long. That's key there. Not that the 5's only 6%, but I like Gufo here, and I think you need the 1. I guess I got to decide about what to do with Japan. I think Gufo could really dig this trip. I do. Ran great at 12 furlongs. Is going to be coming late. I think there is going to be a little bit of speed here that Rosario on Gufo for Christopher Clement could get a nice little pace setup. So I probably would just play the 1, 2. I think you got to use the 1. And I just think you could add Japan. Yeah, Karina, I know. I was wondering about Channel Maker. So 1 last year, 2nd off the layoff, didn't run well. The thing is, I just don't know if this horse can win unless it gets the lead. Oh, that makes sense, Jay. In case they pull it off the turf. Channel Maker is just, you were saying, Karina, that won this race last year. Oh, yeah, you're right, on the front end. So it's the 4, I'm guessing the 1 has some speed, but the 4's got speed as well. That's where, sorry, you all. I think that Gufo could get the trip here. And Rosario can sit back and relax and just come flying like usual. I think the 1's a little bit classy, though. I think could for sure step up, but it hasn't shown. I mean, I guess they raced 19 times. Top win percent. I go with the top 2 win percents here. And maybe we just go 2 deep here. And then spread a little bit in the last, which is the Travers. I mean, essential quality is going to be tough. So then it becomes, well, you could go cheap. I don't think I'd switch. I think it could be chalky. But, the thing with essential quality, Scotty's in 37th junior. Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. He was at $50. Brady was at 50, or he was at $30 when he joined us a little bit ago. So that's good. Junior, where are you getting the updates? I'd be curious if and then I haven't tried to figure out or follow them along, but essential quality, I mean, is been racing and in form. Yeah, Midnight Bourbon will finally not be wide. Midnight Bourbon could try to steal it here for sure on the front end with Ricardo. I could see it. So EQ is going to be up there, could get a good trip. I don't, Dynamic One, I don't know. I just don't really see it. I mean, this is a big step up for Dynamic One. I mean, you are getting Irad, but Morning Line doesn't like. I for sure would use Midnight Bourbon and Essential Quality. And then keep me in mind is the Scotty Long Shot. I'd probably throw on there as a potential upsetter. I mean, I just don't know if I see it, but what's the system? Yeah. I'd probably go Midnight Bourbon over Dynamic One. That's what I'd play. A couple 1-2s. No single, I guess, but I think that Russman, I do think that Midnight Bourbon could get a good trip. Is there any other kind of speed here? 6 is probably going to show some speed, right? Maybe a little bit. I think Midnight Bourbon, though, could get to the front and have a bit of an easy... Well, Essential Quality is going to be up there. Not probably super close, but... That'd be what I'd play. What time we got? 5:15. Yeah, I got probably... You guys want to cover anything else? We got to get the kids and make some dinner for them, but... Del Mar raced 5. A claimer on the turf. We'll look at this race, then we'll close it out. How's that sound? A bunch. The 8 still hasn't broke its maiden. That's no good. Steak and cheese. Rispoli's riding. The 2 has raced on turf, just hasn't gone at 8.5. Won in a 52 and then was in way too tough. Yeah, the 2 is interesting here. Kyle Frey for Jeff Mullins. Morning Lines 3-1. Was just in way. These are tough allowance races. And it's now getting back to a 52 where it broke its maiden. The problem is this horse has like no speed. I mean, look at that. Like 0 speed. Thanks, Junior. Goodbye, Putin. Just, you go back here and was running in 54s and couldn't win. I mean, this horse has won once. Just constantly kind of racing at, starter allowance levels, and now they drop into a claimer and almost won at that level back at Santa Anita last year in a 54. So horse for sure fits. And going back to Abigail, Nice GSR, third off the layoff. No speed though. Hammering lemon. You know, just like not racing at all. I mean, I don't even know what happened here. This horse is on the front end and looks to just stopped. Wide inside stop. So the 5's probably going to be on the front. The 3, Jack Sprout. The 5, wow, Scotty Longshot too. Huh. Giovanni Franco. What is the morning line? 12-1. One and a average is a 60. Going 8.5. I guess we need to look at this horse for a second. So at Del Mar in a 60 didn't run. Went 2 turns at Santa Anita in a 56 and went and stopped a little bit. Tossed the sprint race. Runs at 8 furlongs here in a 52, right off the speed. Wow, the 5 is interesting as Scotty Longshot. Let's look at Jack Sprout. Don't see a lot here. I mean, wins a 38 maiden and then this the 2 lacked room and steadied. In the system like the 4 and 6 and the pick 4 key. I don't like the 4 here, like at all. I mean, just can't like struggle to just not. I think so. The 2. The thing here is this horse has no speed, Mark. I get it. I mean, could improve. Was in way tougher, and now it's getting a big drop. So I'm with you on the 2. I think the 5 might run. This horse is going to be right up close and on the speed. You know, I don't really know what happened here. I mean, maybe just got pressed too much. The top win percent. Oh, the 4 and 6. Yeah, probably. Yep. We could take off this 1%er. Who else is going to go? Oh, the 6. Steak and cheese going to show some speed, huh? But the 5 might just, I don't know if the 6 is going to try to, the 5 can kind of decide what to do. Could get to the front and then also could probably sit off. Constant Conflict is the top Scotty pick. Horse doesn't want to go 2 turns though. Look at that, you guys. Horse wants to sprint like all day. Presidio and Peter and or go like long, I guess. That's weird. But look at all those are sprinting numbers. And the Constant Conflict, they tried to go 2 turns and just didn't run. Hello, Stephanie. I'm on Hammering Lemon and Avagile here at the moment. My Indy, like no speed as well, just kind of gallops around the track. Can't win in the 40s. I'm not sure what's happening here with my Indy. This race is wide open. And then Silent Musketeer, which I just don't see it. Tiago. What do you guys think? I'm going to have to bet this race, I think. Maybe what we'll do is we can with there in race 5. We got 7 minutes. I think the 2 and 5 are very dangerous here. You know, you look at the 2 and it's been facing way tougher in the SOR, so you don't see it on the GSR side because it's not the distance, but you see it here in a 62. But how about the 5 even? There's not a lot of potential speed here. Franco hits at prices. I mean, Gary Studi just doesn't. He's just not a Big Ten win trainer. They only hit at 5%. Kyle Freight's 0 for 3 for Mullins. Then you got Jack Sprout for Valdivia. I mean, if it couldn't, this horse just didn't run in a 54 or a 48. And starter optional claim. This says it's coming back as a 52. 256 box. I like the 25. Let's look at, oh, the 9. The 9 is the one that we said is the sprinter. So let's get rid of the 9. What's the ticket? Let's see, we cut it down. What's the ticket generator say? Stinky. 4-6 over 246. Doesn't even have the 5 on the ticket. But if you toss, get rid of the dirt, get rid of the turf sprint, like you see here, GSR Plus, this doesn't want these. Goes to 8 furlongs. Okay, who knows what happened in this race? Press, stopped, okay. You get back here and just misses in a 52. I mean, totally fits. Question you could have. I mean, the thing here, there's, gosh, these are the ones where it's like, what are they doing with the horse? But, and then here, toss the race, sprinting again. Go back to 8 furlongs and runs well in an allowance 56. Right? I mean, why not? The 2's going to need some speed. The 3, you know, ran in a 38 and 1 and then just not running really in a 54 or 48. So I think Keith, you know, I probably go, I think the 5 could really surprise and hit the board here for sure. The 6, steak and cheese, you know, ran in a 50 last out at Del Mar and got 3rd. Rispoli is riding for Maker. I'm guessing that Maker probably claimed this horse at some point here. And then the 4, Goodbye Putin. I mean, the 4 is not even in the top Scotties. Carly Gaines with Drayden. 4th off the layoff, 50. I mean, the 4 is definitely getting a bit of a class break. That's your pick 4, Jay. Good luck. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we got? 3 minutes? I'll pull it up on my phone and we'll close this out. And I'd probably, what am I gonna play? I'm gonna for sure play the 5. I think the 2 is a little bit interesting, getting that drop in class. So then I think it comes down to the 4 or 6. I'd probably go with Maker over Spoli. The thing about the 4 horse is when you look at this is, you know, did run in a 54 here at the claim. Oh, we talked about this. And you see all these starter allowance races. So you would assume it's getting relief and should run better. That's, I could see the 4, but not in the Scotty picks. Like I just, that's a, but it is top win percent. So you have like 2 completely conflicting algorithms there. Gonna have to come off the speed. Look at that. I mean, no speed as well. I don't think there's a lot of speed in this race. I really don't. I mean, steak and cheese is probably going to go, right? And I think the 5 is going to be up there. I think the 5 can decide what to do. I probably, I got rid of the 9. I guess that was the top Scotty pick. I probably play 5, 6. I mean, maybe 2, 5, 6 is a little saver, or maybe put the 2 for second. You're gonna 3 to 1 on the 2. You're getting a great price on the 5 horse though. We got 2 minutes, 1 minute. I would for sure. I'm gonna play because of the price on the 5, I'm going to play a little win place. And then I would box the 5 and 6 for me. And then I'd probably save with a 2-5-6 box. That's what I would play. And maybe the 2, maybe the 2 gets up. How much time we got? We got 1 minute. Okay. We'll watch this race and then can't show it obviously, but I don't know. I guess maybe does Scotty show Del Mar when he does Del Mar, you guys? I don't want to get us in trouble, so we won't show it. This is closing weekend? Is that closing weekend at Del Mar, I think, as well, isn't it? This 5 is 19-1. I'm very surprised. It's just taking no money with Giovanni. Oh, you're good, Junior. I'm going to watch this race and then go figure out what's going on with the kids. Getting to the gate. Yeah, Keith, I think with the price of the 5, it's definitely worth a shot here. And the 5 is Scotty Longshot. The 5 they were trying to load there doesn't want to load in the gate though. Oh, they got it in. Yeah, good luck to you too, Jay. Everybody, good luck if you're gonna play. Good luck with Travers. All right, they're off. I think my video is a little behind. All right. I'm a little behind, but the 5 and 6 bumped. Who got to the front? The 5? I think that's the 5, isn't it? Or is that the 3? What? How'd the 2 get to the front? Yeah, the 9 is wide. I mean, the 2 has never showed speed in its life. Like, never. Look at that. See, I think that, look at the 5 sitting right there in the trip. The 2, I think, thought there was no speed in this race, and they sent that horse. The 2's flying, though, going 22 and almost 3. I mean, look how far ahead the 2 is there with the 5. Frey's going to have to slow down, though. Yeah, they're just flying, Keith. They're going so fast. I mean, what did he go? 45 and 2? That's just insane. I mean, just way too fast. I mean, here they all come, right? I mean, they're going to just run past the 2 and the 5, I think. He's going to try to hold on. The 5 didn't run for us. Is that the 6 and the 2 going to stop? Oh, the 3. Yeah, no, for sure, Mark. That was 3-6-4. Yeah, there was the Valdivia, Jack Sprout. Got a nice trip. I mean, they just tried to fly like that. I don't know why they do that sometimes. I mean, it's just it just doesn't happen. You just don't win by doing that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys have a good weekend. It was good to spend Friday with you for a bit. Do something a little bit different. Good luck at Travers. We'll wish the EquinEdge crew good luck at NHC. Good to hear Scotty's doing well. Brady's picking it up. Got a couple, would he get $20 more from when we talked to him? Maybe we brought him luck. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.